and welcome to Arts 24. We're kicking off the show in Ivory Coast at the Anoumabo Urban Music Festival. Known as the FEMUA, it's become a major meeting point for fans of Afrobeat, rumba, rap and plenty more. Founded in 2008 by Assalfo, frontman for the band Magic System, this year's lineup features big names from Africa and Europe, and France 24's Clémence Wallard is there to tell us more. Hi, Clémence. Now, the FEMUA has built a great reputation over the last 18 years. Tell us about this festival.
Well, 18 years, this year's the coming of age edition, so to speak. Over 100,000 people are expected over the weekend, over 3 days, with a lot of big programs expected, such as this year the theme is about AI, whether it's a threat or an opportunity for the African continent, with obviously conferences geared towards educating the youth. Let's have a listen to Salif Assalfo on why it's important to address AI.
We know what AI brings to us in our daily lives and in our work, so there's a global transformation taking place. We must embrace artificial intelligence and turn it into an opportunity, because I believe that even for those of us in the music industry, we find that many opportunities are opening up for us to develop our talents, to refine our musical activities, but it must also be said that if AI is misused, it becomes a danger.
And Clémence, while there's a whole continent's worth of culture and music at the FEMUA, this year there's a special focus on Gabonese artists. What does that involve?
Absolutely. So every year the FEMUA invites a guest country to be the star for one of the cultural facets of the festival. So as you said, this year is Gabon. So there is a delegation that traveled to Abidjan to showcase many aspects of Gabonese culture, such as music, song and dance. So we've seen traditional dancers at the opening ceremony of the Gabonese pavilion. We've also seen artisans of different aspects of the Gabonese cultural sector, for example, fashion creators, sculptors, even chefs. And of course, that's not all, because FEMUA is first and foremost a music festival. So on Saturday, the Gabonese rapper, super rising star, L'Oiseau Rare, Rare Bird, will be gracing the stage, the big stage of the festival. Let's have a listen to how he feels about taking part of in such a big landmark festival alongside other great legends of African music.
One of my most famous tracks is Nyamatos, which has a hook inspired by a Mayway song. So finding myself on stage with him, I don't know how to express it. It's truly amazing. There are many music legends from my country, so being spotlighted alongside them means the work I've put in is massive. I'm really happy to be on stage with Youssou, with Mayway and all of these legends. Diddy B as well. I hope everything goes great.
A great insight into the Gabonese music scene there. So it's 6 days of music and other cultural encounters. Tell us about some of the highlights you're looking forward to, Clémence, at this year's festival.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching and enjoying the performances of many great legends. Friday, we're going to see Senegalese superstar Youssou take to the stage. We also have the Afro-folk singer Fatoumata Diawara from Mali, who will also be taking to the stage. many different facets of African music will be represented. So we've had the, shall we say, the established heavyweights, but we're also having the rising stars, as we're going to see with Rare Bird, L'Oiseau Rare. But we're also going to see Ivory Coast, of course, represented on stage as every year through the presence of Diawara or Didi B, who is you cannot mention Ivorian music without Didi B, Ivorian rap. So those are some of the shows that I'm really looking forward to seeing, along with the FEMUA Traditional, which will take place on Saturday, that will showcase the heritage and traditional music and songs of the African continent.
Thanks so much. Sounds fantastic. Clémence reporting for us there from Abidjan. Well, staying with music, Congolese star Fally Ipupa is marking 20 years in the industry with landmark concerts in Paris at the Stade de France. The artist known as the Prince of Rumba is also releasing a double album this year. Clarisse Fortuné tells us more.
From Kinshasa to international stages, Fally Ipupa has become one of Africa's most recognized artists. He first rose to prominence in the early 2000s, before launching a solo career that helped modernize Congolese rumba. 2 decades on, he is releasing a new project recorded in Paris, alongside a second album focused on traditional rumba.
For me, it's an album for celebrating, to mark all these years. It was an album that represents me the most because after 20 years of a solo career, I really needed to let loose.
His music blends rumba with R&B, pop and urban influences. The mix, he says, reflects both his roots and his evolution.
But still it has that underground side, that rumba roots side that I grew up with, which is something that belongs to us Congolese, to us Africans.
Rumba is today part of the UNESCO heritage. Fally Ipupa sees it as part of Congo, highlighting the influence of Congolese music globally.
I'd say it's Congo that feeds the musical world, simply because we're just too talented. There's our music. It's a country of music. And then I think we have a wide diversity of musical styles. And I think today there's just so much talent. So much.
After 20 years, Fally Ipupa remains a leading figure in taking Congolese rumba to a global audience.
Next, to a selection of photographs, drawings and installations that attempt to bear witness to the erasure of people's homes and memories in Gaza. The exhibition, entitled The Grain of Our Hearts, features the work of 6 Palestinian artists. The idea is to reveal the human faces behind the staggering statistics of the last 2.5 years of war. Well, that's on show at the Agnès B Gallery in Paris. We went to take a look. Visitors reflect silently on the images before them. Sets of keys, with names and addresses scribbled next to them. They all belong to Palestinians displaced by the war in Gaza. Taizer Batniji's piece is entitled Just in Case. It's on show alongside the work of 5 other Palestinian artists. They span 3 different generations. The exhibition was born of a need to show the reality in Gaza through works of art.
Since the start of the war, and even before, when it comes to Palestinians, whether they're killed or displaced, it's always about numbers. Here, they aren't numbers. There are names, there are places. These people had addresses.
The Gaza Health Ministry estimates that more than 71,000 people have been killed in the Palestinian territories since the start of the war. This exhibition seeks to spotlight the individual identities of those tens of thousands of people. It's hosted by fashion designer Agnès B.
Art shows things in a different way, so I try to make sure that these things don't elude me, that I see them, that I can show them. I love working like this.
The show was organised with the help of the Man Collective, Founded in October 2023, the network coordinates the evacuation of artists from the conflict zone and provides them with residencies in French institutions.
Protecting Palestinian artists means protecting Palestinian culture. And by protecting this culture, we can also facilitate the reconstruction, help rebuild the Palestine of tomorrow. It's not us doing it, it's the artists.
The collective's already been able to bring 26 artists and more than 150 of their relatives to safety. But while the conflict in the Middle East has partly pushed Gaza out of the news, the situation there remains critical. 29 other Palestinian artists are still waiting for authorization to come to France during this very fragile ceasefire. Well, we're wrapping up the show with a virtual journey to the Far East thanks to an exhibition here in Paris. In it, visitors can take a stroll through a Kyoto neighborhood, experience cutting-edge urban culture in Tokyo, or sit down for a delicate tea ceremony. From fashion to graphic design, Passion Japan embraces everything from ancient rituals to pop culture. We'll leave you with a glimpse of that show at La Villette in Paris. Otherwise, check in with us next time here on Arts 24. There's more news coming up just after this.